Oh, there you are, YouTube. Do. Subscribe if you're interested, but also no pressure. Hey, how's it going? We are going to do a random ranking again. This time, viewer edition, viewer's choice, where one of you give me 3 movies to rank, and then I rank them here in the video. This one comes from Allie. Allie actually recently sent me a generous gift of some doubles that she needed to rehome, and sent them my way, and most of them were horror films. So that's what's kind of cool about this ranking, is they are horror films. Thank you again for that, Allie. Really appreciate that. So yeah, we got some classics here. Some you've probably seen. I've seen them all. Which is cool, because a lot of the movies that she sent me were films that I'd never seen before, and they were horror films that, you know, I was interested in. So anyway, should we get right to it? Let's do it. All right, here we go. First one we have, and this is a steelbook that I have. I think this is maybe, I was going to say the first steelbook, but I think it's actually the second steelbook I ever purchased, or around there anyway, and that is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. As you can see, I've tried to get this sticker off and couldn't do it. I think I need to get some like alcohol wipes or something and see if that'll come off. Look at that. Nice, reflective, kind of this gold look to it. That Texas sun. Check it out, a little bit of Leatherface happening there. Just gonna give you a look at the inside just because it's kind of a cool addition. Check that out. Should we see what's behind the discs? Oh, is it? Yeah, okay, it's just the continuation of that shot. I thought it was maybe something else. Check it out. Very cool. Got ourselves a little bonus disc. So, actually, you know what stood out to me the most about this? Anytime someone says Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I always think, can you hear that sound I'm making? Am I even making it right? You know, at the very beginning, the opening credits, where you hear I think it's like photography, right? Is it like a little old style photography thing, like they're photographing the crime scene or whatever? But that's like what I think of. Cool thing is, I went to a convention many years ago and got to meet the grandpa or whatever, you know, the one that's just kind of like this, and the hammer and the bucket and everything. And that was really cool. He was at a horror convention in Metropolis. Wait, were we in Metropolis? We were either in Metropolis or Paducah. But that's, you know, you just cross the border. I think we stayed in Metropolis, but then went to Paducah, Kentucky for the convention. I can't remember. The convention was either in Paducah or Metropolis. But it was at a casino, though. And so I think that was built, it was on the water or something. I don't know. But got a chance to meet him. That was really cool. He was talking about the movie and how they were just we were just young people making a film. We didn't think anything would really come of it. And he was, what's the word? Is it called 3 Sheets to the Wind? Is that it? He was hammered drunk, right? He was just pounding those beers at the table. And my buddy, who's a huge Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan, got a picture with him. And, man, I don't want to get him in trouble or anything, but so my friend brought a bucket and a hammer, and he's like, can I get a picture of you, with the bucket and the hammer? And he's like, I don't know, he was looking around, he's like, I'm not supposed to do anything like that, so I don't know, contractual or something. Man, should I even be saying this? And then he helped my buddy out and got him the picture he wanted. That was cool. But anyway, yeah, good movie. Especially that feel, that 70s feel. I think after my wife watched this, she was like, I feel gross. And I don't blame her. All right, next classic we have here is Halloween. John Carpenter, what do we think of this one? You know, the sound, I think sound says a lot about horror films. You know, I talk about the beginning here. You know, you hear the chainsaw, obviously, but also the that little sound. And then this here, the score. The score is just wonderful. And we got John Carpenter providing that score, right? I'd love to see him perform it live. I know he like tours around every once in a while and does that. I think that'd be a cool thing to see. Maybe if he's in my area, I'll try and give that a watch. I think that'd be cool. Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis, of course. And it's just, you know, one of those classics. I feel like I was never like a huge Halloween person. I had other, you know, horror bad guys that I preferred more over Michael Myers, but it's more like a strong appreciation for the Halloween franchise, I think, because I was more into, you know, just some of those other bad guys, horror bad guys, you know. But again, that doesn't take anything away from the status of this movie and what it accomplished in terms of, you know, influence and just the franchise that followed and how enormous that is. And it's just you know, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. We're talking classics today. Next we have the original Friday the 13th. Right here. Whoops. Oh shoot. I guess I don't own that one. I don't own Friday the 13th. But Friday the 13th, I kind of want to talk about the franchise actually, because for me, I didn't see the first Friday the 13th until I was in college. But for me, when I was a kid, I was always watching Jason Takes Manhattan, which was on TV when I was a kid. So that was the one I would always just catch somehow. And they must have been replaying it on some channel over and over and over again. And I always thought that was cool when he like gets, you know, blasted in the face and then, you know, his mask comes off and he's like, and, you know, he's looking all gnarly and stuff. That always stood out to me, and just, you know, the cityscape and all that, which I think was actually in Canada, right? Didn't a lot of that actually filmed in Canada? So that one really made an impact on me, and that was kind of the main one well, no, I shouldn't say the main one, but one of the main ones that I guess had an impact on me when I was a kid. But the other one is Jason Goes to Hell. I was always renting that movie, and my stepdad recorded it onto a VHS for me, so that's the one I was watching all the time. Like that one, you know, I know a lot of people don't like it because it's like, where's Jason? You know, because he's, you know, spiriting his body or his spirit from body to body. But to me, again, that one was just an awesome one. I think I first watched that one with my uncle. I think we rented it with my uncle. He was living with us for a while, and we just eat cookies for dinner, and we were watching films and renting, you know, R-rated movies, looking for, you know, for it to say certain things on the back, and then we'd know, hey, let's rent that one. So yeah, we rented that, and I thought it was great. And then, like I said, my stepdad put it on recorded it for me, and then I'd watch that one, you know, on loop. So yeah, but the first one, like I said, so I know, you know, obviously Jason, spoilers, I guess, Jason doesn't have this mask until, what is it, movie 3, and the first one, he's just, you know, that little boy. You know, there's this great artist named Peter Doig, one of my, actually, I think he is my favorite painter artist, and he uses that canoe a lot in, or shoot, I don't know, he blends a lot of different references in his paintings, but he uses a lot of Friday the 13th influence, you know, with the lake and everything, but also I think it's an album cover, or like an unfolding of an album, maybe by the Allman Brothers or something like that. Allman Brothers or Doobie Brothers or something like that. But anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. Peter Doig, great artist. He's obsessed with movies. He has a movie film club. But anyway, I don't know where I was going with that, other than he references Friday the 13th. But yeah, First Jason, the band, used to listen to First Jason back in college a little bit. Followed them on MySpace, I remember. Basically Kid Jason, when he grew up, he started a band called First Jason. And is that what the band's called? I think they're called First Jason. Just listened to them a little bit. I wasn't like a groupie or anything. Wasn't following them around, but did follow them on MySpace. So yeah, I guess so I watched the first Friday the 13th when I was in college, and I remember it was at like my small group, like Bible study leader's house. We watched it, and we watched it on VHS on a I think a flat screen TV. So it was all sorts of weird things going on, and I was I'd always heard that Jason isn't as you know him here, and it was just kind of like, man, it just wasn't as I know him with the mask and everything. So when you're watching it and it's actually the mom, just like what's his name, Kenny says in Scream. Is his name Kenny? And in Scream, Malibu's Most Wanted. What's his name? You're just like a little bit disappointed. But you also know what to expect. But, when you're thinking of icons and you're thinking of Jason, what does he look like? We have this signature image, and then you watch that first movie and he's like, that's not what he is. But he is that other, other image, which is, awesome also, and iconic as well. So how are we going to rank these? All right, so we got ourselves, one more time, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the first Halloween, and the first Friday the 13th. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do here? I think, how should we even rank them, though? Like effectiveness? How affecting they are? Because I think that could... I feel like that could, like, okay, if we're talking about like how affecting they are, I think this is it. Like this right here, definitely number 1. Then I think Halloween 2, and then Friday the 13th 3 probably. Yes, if we're talking about like sounds, speaking of sounds, is that in the first one though? I don't even remember. Sounds though, maybe we do this. The score, the and then, the chainsaw or the sound. But I don't know here. What do I want to do? I think, or just like the one I like the best. I don't know. That's the thing about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I kind of agree with my wife. It's so like gruesome and gritty that it's tough to give it a lot of rewatches, for me at least. But it's probably like is it the best one? I mean, maybe. Or is Halloween? I don't know. How do I want to do this? If Freddy was in here, if we were doing Nightmare on Elm Street, that would be number 1. That would be number 1 for me. Or should I just do it on Villain? But here, it's actually going to be Mrs. Voorhees, Mama Voorhees there. So, maybe I will do it on Villain, because I don't know what else to do here. So I'm going to go favorite villain here. Mama Voorhees is going to be at the end. Although I do like that idea. A mom, doing anything for her son. That's kind of cool. That's noble. But I miss the mask. But that's my own baggage, because we didn't know the mask before the movie came out, right? Because that didn't exist till 3. So, I I really don't know what to do here. Allie, I'm stumped. I'm stumped, Allie. Let's do... Gosh, I really don't know. I think this is what I'm going to do, though. I think I'm going to go Halloween, because I keep thinking about the score and how iconic that is, and, you know, Captain Kirk. So, you know, I don't know. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go Halloween #1. But this also doesn't feel right. I think sometimes I want to do this. The grittiness of this. You know what? No, I'm going to go back to this. This is tough, though. Like I said, I'm stumped here. I'm going to go Halloween, then Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then Friday the 13th. Wow, that's difficult. And I still don't feel comfortable with it, because there are other ways in which I can get that ranking going. But anyway, if you've seen these movies, what do you think of them? And if you've seen all 3, how would you rank them? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments below. Allie, thank you so much for participating. Going back and finding that video where I do the call to action, asking people to give me 3 movies to rank. So I appreciate you going back and finding that video. It's quite a few videos ago now, and then commenting on that, so I appreciate it. That video is still there for anybody who wants to participate. So this is the ranking, the ranking. And thank you so much for watching, and perhaps we'll see you tomorrow for more Peer Hangout.